All right, everyone. Liberals are outraged currently at Snoop Dogg. Yes, you heard that right. I didn't believe that this was true at first. I figured it was some sort of internet meme. And I'm like, ha ha ha, that's real funny. Snoop Dogg's going to go to a Trump-sponsored event, the cryptoball, with Mr. Slack, actually. It turns out that it's actually true. And by the way, The Root is absolutely flipping out at that. The Root is like a black nationalist, newsletter. Oh, they're having a time of it. Because Snoop Dogg has TDS, but he also really loves money. And they're pointing this out. The liberals aren't incorrect when they say this. The only reason that he's going to play at that event is because he wants probably millions of dollars. He's probably also heavily invested in crypto. Snoop Dogg is an interesting character. While he has TDS, he's a good capitalist. It's really, really funny when you think about it. Voting against your own self-interest, I suppose. Liberals are fond of pointing that out whenever a poor person votes Republican, by the way, so don't be a hypocrite. Snoop Dogg also is rather talented. And some people in MAGA, some people in my audience will probably disagree with me. I actually like rap music. Not all of it. I like Immortal Technique. He's totally street. He's authentic. He was bootlegging his own goddamn records and selling them. Snoop Dogg became massively wealthy for a reason, because he's talented. Same with Eminem. Think what you will about his political views, it doesn't really make a fucking difference. I like Biggie, by the way. Suicidal Tendencies, a great song, actually, and things like that. I don't understand. Some people, they think that if you're, not left-leaning, the only thing you're allowed to listen to is like country or old-school rock, like classic rock. Well, I like that too. Less the country than the classic rock, of course. I'm more of an AC/DC fan or something like that, and I like the wave music. Retro wave is great, by the way. One of the greatest advents of millennial culture. But Snoop Dogg is talented. He's going to the crypto ball, and he's going to sing, I don't know how much they're paying him, but it must be a 7-figure total because it's fucking Snoop Dogg. But it has enraged the liberals, especially black liberals. Now they're calling him like an Oreo and stuff like that. They love to use pejorative terms for black people when they step out of line in any way, shape, or form. Apparently, they're only allowed to eat fried chicken and watermelon, vote straight Democrat, and live in the ghetto. That's all they're allowed to do. If they do anything else, then all of a sudden they're a sellout or an Oreo or something like that. I find white liberals especially to be phantasmagorically racist. I've mentioned this before. I've hung out with fucking hillbillies and rednecks and stuff like that. They'll make racist jokes, but they don't give a shit if the person who moves in next door is black. As long as they like a good barbecue, and maybe a Budweiser or something. But you go to like the college white liberals, and some of these people, if you get them loaded, if you give them enough alcohol and or weed and or other substances, they will start spouting off the most insane shit you would possibly goddamn believe. They'll start walking around the room heiling Hitler, actually. I've seen this before, quite literally. It's like most of the time when somebody's doing that, it's understood as an edgy joke. With them, it doesn't seem to be a joke. Once they lose their sense of inhibition, they actually mean it. And it's like, this is concerning. You actually exist. I'm not sure exactly how you can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time because you're obviously mental, but you actually exist. So Snoop Dogg is going to be going to the crypto ball. I'm sure that'll be star-studded event, by the way, with Mr. Slack. It's going to be fun. Crypto is a great thing. And Snoop Dogg's going to get, maybe he'll get paid in Bitcoin or something, but I'm sure that he's going to get a significant amount of money. Watching mainly white individuals calling him a sellout for simply making money because he's got a career. I mean, he's got to provide for other people. He's a fucking musician. He's not a politician. Watching that is hysterical, actually, to me, because they have no sense of self-reflection, as it may. They don't seem to understand why what they're saying is, ironically, very racist in many cases. It's like, okay, it's the same thing as when some of your favorite artists, they stump for Kamala Harris or something like that. It doesn't mean they don't have talent. and it doesn't mean they don't have bills to pay. The fact that you disagree with their political ideology is absolutely meaningless. And Snoop Dogg, he's not going to magically become a conservative because he plays at the cryptoball. But white NIMBYist liberals think apparently that he's now far right because it's a Trump-sponsored event. And it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I've noticed that that's a consistent pattern among white NIMBYist liberals. Basically, if a black person moves in down the street, they say, uh-oh, there goes the neighborhood. They want them to be contained in their ghetto, but they want them to get more welfare. As long as they do that and vote Democrat, they have no problem with them. This has been a repeat facet of modern politics now for decades. It's beginning to wear off, though. We saw, like, with the election results in 2024, Donald Trump supposedly hates Hispanics, but manages to get almost 40% of the Hispanic vote, and almost a majority among male Hispanics. Among black voters, Republicans typically, they do shit with them. They get like 8%. Donald Trump is in the double-digit range. There's a reason for this. People are beginning to reject the white NIMBYist liberal mindset. By the way, Malcolm X, you need to read about him. He pointed out both the legacy media and the white liberal are your enemy. And this is true. They do not like you. The legacy media uses you as clickbait, and the white liberal uses you for votes. That's the only thing that's happening here. I'm not surprised that more and more black people are abandoning the Democratic Party. Again, I wish that the Democratic Party would get its shit together and be respectable and be like a party of JFK thing, because I want to have a choice in who I vote for. Right now I have no choice but to side with the fucking Republicans, some of the most self-destructive people in the world, who I don't jive with on many moral issues, by the way. I never thought there would come a day when I would have to make a video like this, actually. I never thought I would vote for a Republican at all, other than maybe like Ron Paul or somebody like that. I never thought that the Democrats would become so decrepit, so corrupt, so terrible, that I would have to default to the goddamn Republican Party. I would default to the Libertarians if they could get their shit together, but I mean, that seems to be a lost cause at this particular time. Now, the white liberals are enraged at Snoop Dogg, as well as the black nationalists. How dare he go to a Trump event? He wants to get paid. I thought that that was a primordially black thing to do. You say it all of the time, white liberals. You say, oh, they're just interested in the ducats, basically. Very racist individuals sometimes. I've met with many of them. I went to UVM. Just trust me on this one. Especially the West Coasters, I've noticed. Like, I knew this one dude, he would ride a what's it called? A wakeboard around. It's sort of like a skateboard, but with only 2 wheels or something like that. And he had like the dreadlocks and shit like that. Got him loaded one time. And he starts saying racist shit and sexist shit. Oh man, sexism on a college campus, that's rampant. There's a reason for that. Meanwhile, if I go to Hillbillyville, where the banjos are playing and so you know you've gone too far, they don't give a crap if the person who comes into their store is black to buy pickles or beer or something like that. They just don't care. That's about all. Peace out.